Okay, so I'm gonna try not to make this one super long because this is like one of my special interests, one of my little niche things, like one of my like, oh my gosh, this is just like I could watch hours and hours, and I have watched hours and hours and hours in a way that I didn't realize was probably also an indicator I was on the spectrum. But I had an older YouTube channel, and like one of the first ways that I began the channel on accident and realized this is what was going to happen, I kind of like didn't feel comfortable in the home space that I was living in with a family member, and I thought it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, so I kind of just like left, and I thought I was going to go buy a van and live out of a van. And the person stopped responding to me when I got down to where they were. And so began my journey on that YouTube channel, living out of my car, which I am actually living out of another car right now. It's kind of funny. But my ultimate goal was like, I think I could do this. And then over a number of years, I started seeing so many people on YouTube who were doing it. And not only that, I was seeing people who looked like me who were doing it. And that, I know that's not a big deal, but like it was just like an extra little like, yes, you can do it too. You are being represented out there too. And the title of this video obviously is what I'm going to be talking about, but I kind of wanted to preface that with like it was an accidental interest and then became like so like invigorating to me after spending time living out of my car. Simply because all that I experienced while just living out of my car was so amazing. I knew if I had a van and a little bit more space and I could set it up the way that I wanted, I would be like in heaven for myself. I would be in heaven. So why I think van life resonates with my AUDHD, and I wanted to kind of title it that because I feel like it is something I wanted to bring up because I feel like it will satisfy the autism and the ADHD side of you potentially, but I know it does for me, and I didn't realize that for a while until recent reflections and like other people speaking about like the opposing ends of what you want stability, you want structure, you want routine, but you also need novelty, new experiences, and to be able to try something new and go new places. And van life literally does that for me. Did that for me. In fractions and little moments in time, it did that for me. And I've taken at least one, two, like three, almost four trips across the US and back in a van. And every time it was the most regulated I ever felt. It was the most peaceful I ever felt, the happiest I ever felt, the most connected to myself and to the earth and to my life I ever felt. And I never once thought to sit and like ask myself why. I think most of us probably really don't question when we feel great because we're just grateful to feel that, like finally, especially if you're on the spectrum. And I feel like it satisfied for me the part of me that would say, okay, I've got my structure, I've got my home, I've got my safe place, this van. I have a way I've organized everything inside of the van. And when you live in a van, it's very easy, especially if you're AUDHD, to have a system in place and know that if you move one thing, it like just throws the whole order. So everything intricately is given a home and you place it in that home and it makes sense in that home because that place was made specifically for it. It's just like everything is so perfectly just locked into place. You have this perfect structure and flow. Everything that you ever need and want is in that space, and you always have it with you. You never forget anything at home. You never feel like you can't change your outfit if you want to. You have everything that you need with you. That immediately satisfies this part of me that I didn't realize I needed to satisfy. And then on top of that, you get to choose where you move that structure and routine. So it could look a different way no matter what, and it'll be something that will regulate you because you're choosing it. You're picking it. You can leave it at any time you want. And the ADHD part of you gets to choose where it is that you feel called to. And if something is exciting you and you're interested in it, you can take your routine and structure to that place. You can go out and explore it and play in it and have fun with it, and then come back into your structure and your routine and rest. This is the shortest amount of time it's ever taken for me to relay a message that made sense about something that was so vitally important to me that I feel could be really beneficial for people who are struggling with finding like that. And it's different. If you don't want to live in a vehicle, you don't want to live in a vehicle, and you'll know that. You'll know if that's dysregulating to you. There's always a way to do it. I wasn't one for like, I really want to spend time in all these major cities all the time, everywhere. A lot of the time, the way I would tailor my experiences was, I want to go to this place in nature. I want to go to this national park. I want to go to this waterfall. I want to go to this river. I want to go to this place in nature near this city. We'll spend like a couple, 3 or 4 days, maybe 5, in nature, just being out there, journaling, writing, singing, resting, playing, creating, imagining. And then on that last final day, you put all your stuff back in, then you drive to a city, you do your laundry, you buy more groceries, you get rid of any trash you need to, recycling you need to, you kind of interact with the ADHD part, you kind of get to interact with a different part of the world. You kind of run into random people because you're in a place you don't know anyone. You maybe stop at a little coffee shop. You do some uploading on your computer. This is basically I'm basically just saying what I would do. Stop at a coffee shop, you upload stuff on your computer, you kind of get to people watch a little bit, and then you get to like choose maybe if you want to treat yourself, you get a little food place, and then you pick the next place in nature you want to go to, and then you go there, and then you just kind of do that. And I've watched thousands of hours of people on YouTube who do it. Adults, grown adults, more adult than me. And maybe they are neurotypical, maybe that's why they're doing it and I'm not yet, but I've seen thousands of people, millions probably, of people who live this way, who live it happily, who work on a computer in their own space, on their own routine, in their own flow, in a place they want to be. And the second they don't want to be there, they can leave. And I think that's something that really speaks to the AuDHD, is like, I can leave this if I want to. That already feels so restful and regulating. I can go somewhere new that excites me and calls to me and brings new beautiful experiences to me. That really speaks to me. I can choose to sleep in the vehicle and rest and not go out at all and hermit and paint inside or watch a movie inside or make a little treat inside. All of that sounds so amazing, especially because I have struggled and I have moved. And this wasn't by my choice, but it still like affected me. I moved almost every year of my childhood to a new school, new state, new city, new place. And I got so used to that kind of movement, which is probably really regulating for me, even though I didn't really get to sustain friendships, which I have a video about friendships and how that affected me. But outside of that, I have recognized how difficult it has been for me to develop roots and to find like a place. Like I'm cat sitting for someone right now, so I'm in a home environment. But even though it's been nice to have some place, and I'm so grateful because I've been living in my car, to rest, to restore, to digest, I also recognize how alive I feel and how more explorative and expansive and curious about the world I feel when I'm living on the road and I'm just kind of out in the world. And when I find a place that I feel like I could stay here, and it would turn more into like I'm staying in this little space and place, and I'll just kind of explore all that this place has to offer. And that's something that me and my previous partner did when we went to San Diego. And we basically like really, like we went to Sedona too. Like I love spending time in Sedona, but I'm not really a desert girl. Like I'm a desert girl for a little while, but not for a long while. But when we were in San Diego, I was just like, I could stay in this area for a while. Like I feel pretty good here. And like, you'll know when you find certain places, but you won't know unless you have the freedom to move and to explore and to do that. And so I just wanted to talk about it and throw it out there because I feel like it could help create a little click moment for someone else who's AuDHD, especially to, even if it's not van life, even in your own way, find a way to create the pattern where it's like, oh, I need something that I can get my structure, routine, and my flow from, but also allows me to be a little bit more moving. Whether that's moving out of the house and doing it, or moving out of a vehicle and doing it, or flying in planes a lot and doing it, backpacking and doing it. Like, I feel there's a little bit more of a nomadic nature, at least for a time, in every AuDHD person's life. That helps inform you, helps inform you. And I think that's all I want to share on it. I don't want to make this video longer than it needs to be. I already talked for like 2 extra minutes that I didn't need to. So let me know if this resonates with you. If you already have thought about van life and it's been something you couldn't understand why it called you so much, maybe helps click the autism and the ADHD part of you, please let me know. I'd love to hear that. And as always, I'm sending you peace and I'm sending you love.